I don't typically do chair videos on the channel because 99% of them are overpriced back support with a personality of a cardboard box. But the brand new ROG Corsair might just be the chair that tickles my groin.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
In a good way. Now, this isn't ROG's first rodeo. They've actually made a few other gaming chairs already, ranging from ergonomic all the way to their flashy RGB gaming chairs like their previous flagship, the Chariot, that comes in a whopping $750 MSRP. However, they typically sell for around $550. The Corsair also has an MSRP of $750 with the non-RGB version going for $100 less. $750 is pretty steep for a gaming chair, even for ROG, so I'm expecting this chair to blow my cheeks out of the water. The unboxing and setup was pretty straightforward. The chair was packaged very nicely with tons of padding, and I love the fact that there was no separate box of screws. Everything was already screwed in the chair, so I didn't have to worry about dealing with additional boxes or losing screws in the setup process. I think it took me like 10 minutes max to assemble the entire chair. The instructions were simple, and ROG made it very easy to connect the backrest with the base of the chair without needing an extra person to hold it in place. So after assembling the chair, I realized a power bank wasn't included. At first, I was annoyed, but then I realized that's actually normal given certain regulations and certification requirements when it comes to transportation and shipping. So for safety reasons, you would have to supply your own power bank. The chair also comes with a magnetic head pillow, but unfortunately you do not get any lumbar pillow. Okay, first impressions. Let's check this out. Okay. Give me a moment for my cheeks to get used to this. Okay. Just as expected, the chair does feel a little stiff. Let me rephrase that. It feels firm. And that's to be expected because they're using a leatherette type material as opposed to fabric. Fabric chairs will always be more cushiony, at least in my experience. Something like my Embody chair that I've been using since November of last year. That is way more comfortable than this ROG chair. But then again, that chair is in a completely different league, so it wouldn't be fair to compare it with this one. Now, if I were to compare the comfort of this chair to something like the GT Omega or even the X Racer that I sat in many years ago, this is like a fluffy pillow in the cloud somewhere. Like those chairs were stiffer than plank from Ed and Eddie. And just like old chairs, it's gonna take some time to break in. I wouldn't necessarily say it's uncomfortable, it's just more on the stiffer side. I mean, you can tell there's a lot of cushion inside the base here. So comfort-wise, if my Embody gaming chair is a 10, this is a solid 8 for me. So one of the things I actually really like about this chair is the dynamic synchronization recline system. And a lot of the higher end chair companies are doing this now, where both the seat base and the backrest adjust together. On other standard chairs, if you were to recline, your head would start to sink, and then you would be in an uncomfortable angle, so you would have to constantly adjust yourself. But on this chair and others like it, your body stays proportionate to the angle of the chair, which is very nice. Now for the armrest adjustment, you get the usual side to side, front and back, and you also get tilt. And you also get full 360 rotation. However, for the height adjustment, it actually goes up at an angle, but you can always adjust the armrest by pulling it back. Now, even though the chair doesn't come with a lumbar pillow, it has built-in internal lumbar support. Right behind this TPU pad is where its lumbar support is tucked in. The knobs on the sides of the chair can adjust the support in 4 directions. One of the knobs adjusts the depth and the other adjusts the height, so you can get that perfect alignment. The wheels on the chair are standard caster wheels. They do glide over hard surfaces smoothly. However, I wouldn't recommend putting this chair in a room with carpet because these wheels don't glide over carpet or soft flooring that well. Luckily, these are easily replaceable, so if you have carpet in your room, I do recommend going with these rubber wheels instead, which are better suited for carpet flooring. From a design standpoint, it aligns closely with what you'd expect from ROG. An aggressive, bold aesthetic with distinctly gaming-inspired elements. The RGB accents, however, are particularly well executed. The lighting is evenly diffused along the sides of the chair and beneath the neck pillow, creating a clean, polished glow that translates especially well on camera for streaming setups. And when it's off, it blends into the chair, which is really cool. On the back of the chair, there's a large illuminated ROG logo, which, while visually striking, feels somewhat unnecessary given that it isn't visible during normal use. But hey, it looks cool, right? There's a control panel on the right side that lets you change the lights between 6 modes and 8 colors, but do keep in mind the lights do drain the power pretty fast. From a full charge on a 5000 milliamp hour power bank, I was able to get about 6 hours of use, which is barely enough to cover a full stream. So if you guys are gonna have the lights on while you're gaming or streaming, I do recommend picking up at least a 10,000 milliamp hour battery so it'll last you the entire day. The backing has this really cool carbon fiber inspired finish, complemented by underside straps, which are purely cosmetic, and it gives the chair a rugged and almost tactical look, very in line with ROG's brand. There's also a tiny zipper pouch near the bottom here that can be used to store emergency essentials or a power bank if you plan on using the lights. The USB-C cable provided comes with a detachable magnetic tip, which makes it easy to plug into the chair instead of having to find the small little hole. Overall, I do like the chair. I think it's designed very well. It's not cheaply made and it fits right alongside ROG's ever-expanding ecosystem. I still do think the price is a little steep for a gaming chair, but then again, you are paying the ROG tax on it. Personally, I would give up the RGB and go with the Corsair Core instead to save an extra $100. And that actually puts this chair alongside other flagship high-end gaming chairs out there. Either way, I'll drop a link to both chairs down below if you guys want to check it out. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more chair videos, let me know in the comment section which one I should review next, and I'll see you in the next one.